If someone is thinking about rhyme, regardless of their audience being a poet or non-poet, it's something that can help give a little bit of structure and order to the poem. For meter, there's a couple things that we want to be aware of. There are things called trochees, which are basically heavy stressed and weak, heavy stressed, weak, heavy stressed, weak. Like for instance, a word like heavy is a trochee. He, stress, v, weak. Lion, lie, stress, in, weak. Lion. Poster, po, stress, stir, weak. Can you think of another one?
Yes, it starts
stress, weak. Stress, weak.
It starts
Stress,
stress,
weak.
then it goes to weak.
Mm-hmm.
Oxymoron.
Stress there is on moron, on more. So it's like oxy-more. What are you wearing on your face?
Beard.
Right here.
Glasses.
Glasses.
Corrective lenses.
Glasses would be a...
Well, everybody knows what they're technically called. Corrective lenses. I just found out the other day, so I was like, oh yeah.
I think for instance, you're wearing a sweater. I'm wearing a hoodie.
Hoodie. That's strong to weak. Stress to...
Hoodie. Hoodie.
How's that stress to weak though? Hoodie.
Huh is your stress syllable. D is your weak syllable. Hoodie.
Okay.
Heavy. Lion. Poster. Girly. Glasses.
So like
sweater.
seriously?
Too many.
Seriously?
There's more syllables.
So this
Right now we're thinking like
two-
two. Yeah,
two
right now we're
syllable-
thinking two syllable patterns.
So like boldly?
I'm sorry?
Boldly?
Boldly? Yeah. So these are examples of trochees. Okay. Another common one. Iambs. You may have heard of like iambic pentameter. You ever did like Shakespeare stuff?
What?
Iambic pentameter. You ever hear of that?
I am the big potato.
Iambic pentameter. Not I am the big potato.
No, I heard you say
Gotcha.
potato, but
No, you're good.
I don't know what that
No, you're good.
word
Okay.
is going over my head right now.
You're good. It's the opposite. So trochees are heavy, stressed, and weak. Iambs are the opposite. They're weak then stress. It's like we could think like, for instance, today, despite, inspire. If you treat that spire as one syllable.
How about gladly?
Gladly would be a trochee. Gladly.
Okay. Because you said today, so gladly. That's why I was.
So today, despite, inspire.
Ruin.
Ruin is more of a trochee. Ruin.
So more that word despite. So you got two positive words, but despite is not a positive word. That's why.
Today, despite, inspire, cafe.
What about? That's too many syllables. Authority. I was looking at that. It's too many syllables, right?
Author would be, if we didn't have the ity part.
Okay. So something like that. Then how about like service? Would that be one?
Service, where's the stress? Service.
No, I'm talking about for the opposite.
Oh, for trochee? The word for trochee.
Not for trophies. I am.
For iambs? Service, where's the stress? Service.
To serve.
Yeah, it's on the first syllable. Service. Service.
So that'd be a trophy.
That's a trochee. Yeah.
Well, I can't think of many iambs. Think them up from trochees.
You think of like, for instance, awake.
Wait, how about spirit?
Spirit would be a trochee. Spear. See if you can hear a difference when I say the groups of words. Let's just do a trochee real quick. Heavy, lion, poster, girly, glass, sweat, hood, boldly. Versus today, despite, inspire, cafe, awake, inspect. Can you hear a difference in the rhythm? Okay, let's compare. That's okay. No, that's all I'm here to learn. We're not here for perfection. We're just here to introduce the concepts, right? It's like, see if you can hear a difference between heavy, today. Hear a difference? Heavy, today.
I mean, today sounds lighter because
it starts on the weak and then it goes heavy. Today versus heavy. It starts strong and then it gets weak. Heavy. You could also do like heavy, light, poster, girly, glasses, sweater, hood,
Let's
bold.
see, I'm saying, how's hood starting off strong, and then B weak, and today is starting off weak, but the day is strong.
It's like today, despite, inspire, cafe,
What you're saying,
awake.
they both sound like they starting off weak and going.
Well, all of these are starting off weak.
I'm saying even heavy. So
Say heavy 3 times.
Heavy.
Say today 3 times.
Today.
Do you hear that? Today. Heavy. What? Just like listen passively for a minute. What hits you more? If I say heavy. What sound do you really hear?
Sound of the head.
Yeah. Heavy. Say today 3 times.
Today.
Today. What sound do you hear? No, I really hear today, man. Day. Today.
Day.
These are things to kind of be thinking about, because when we do our lines, this can kind of give us some direction in terms of line lengths and things like that. Like, it gives a little bit of order. So for instance, for this line here, can you read this first line for me?
I'm motivated as I go to sleep.
Okay, so the way you just said that, you stressed. Motivated, mo, go, and sleep. You're like, I'm motivated as I go to sleep. Do you agree with me or do you disagree?
Yes.
Okay, so you stressed, motivated, go, sleep. Everything else is unstressed. So basically, I'm motivated as I go to sleep. Okay. So what's happening here is you have, this would be an iamb. I'm mo, weak, strong. I'm mo as I go. It's like, for instance, I go. Make the argument it's an iamb in this situation. As I go to sleep. I mo, I go to sleep. I mo, I go to sleep. Da. Do you start to get the rhythm a little bit?
That's the iambs.
These are iambs, exactly. Okay. Now there's obviously this middle part, which is a little bit different. Okay, which is a different pattern. Okay. Called close to an anapest almost.
Called what?
There's a meter called anapest, which is basically
Anapest.
like weak stress. Weak stress. Like disrespect. Represent. Understand. These are examples of anapests. Okay. Can you read the second line for me?
Because I see all the work that God has done.
Because I see all the work that... So you have 2 stresses in this line. Because I see all the work that... Okay. So already something we can notice is we have very different... You're giving me pretty different rhythms for each line. Okay, because in your first line you got some like iambs and anapests, but for this line, you know, our first stress doesn't come until all the way over here, and then you have a second stress, and that's it. Okay, so your lines aren't doing the same thing rhythmically, which isn't necessarily a problem, but it's something that when we're thinking about rhyme, it's something that we kind of want to consider. If you think about like a lot of your favorite like rap songs and things like that, if you ever listen to rap, but it is also true for any type of music. Usually the lines have a pattern that they're following. Okay, where it's like I am, or trochee, or things like that. Or they might switch it up a little bit, but there's a general consistency. So this is kind of the first thing I would say, hey, we might want to think about meter a little bit because it can kind of give some structure to our rhymes.
Yeah, kind of know what you're saying, but it's kind of like when you said it like that, it was like a Tupac song that popped in my head.
Oh, yeah?
Belly. Yeah, it goes, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Because revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting me.
Okay, so like for instance, if you said the phrase like ain't no killer, but don't push me, right?
Yeah.
Weak, stress, weak, stress, right?
But you put the word I ain't no killer.
My guess is this part might have lied together. He might not say I ain't. No, he might say I ain't. You know what I mean? Like I ain't versus I ain't. You know?
That's how he says it. I ain't gonna kill
Yeah,
you.
exactly. So it kind of blends it together, right? Okay, so it almost becomes like a single syllable. But these are kind of the things we want to be thinking about. So that's the first thing I would consider with your line breaks is like, hey, let's maybe be thinking about what am I doing rhythmically, and do I want to have some sort of consistency, or maybe you don't, you know, because maybe for instance you have a poem that's about a relationship that's falling apart, you know, so maybe you start off with lines like I am, but then as your poem starts to fall apart, you start breaking off. You don't have as many iambs. Maybe you start some trochees or you do some other meter things because you're breaking the pattern. The relationship's disintegrating. You know what I mean? So you can use meter to kind of reinforce things that are happening inside your poem.